If you're looking for a fall/winter free knitting patterns, then keep watching because this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Saba and I'm the face behind the Chatty Wallflower. So over the past 2 months, I've been looking for free knitting patterns and I gathered 10 patterns that I think are just great. You guys, you will be surprised how many great patterns are available for free. The patterns that I'm going to share with you today are all pretty straightforward and they are quick to knit. So if you're looking for a pattern for a knit gift or knitting something for yourself real quick, they are going to be great options for you. So grab your project, grab your notebook, grab yourself a cozy beverage, and let's get started. I'm going to put a screen recording of my iPad somewhere over here so you can follow with me as I'm checking out the patterns. So the first one that I have is a Christmas ornament, and I think this is just the sweetest little knitting project ever. It's great for stash busting. Looks like most of this is a stockinette stitch if I'm not making a mistake. But yeah, if you have leftover yarn or scrap yarn that you just need to get rid of, this is great. You can change up the color, you can change up the size by going up and down the yarn weight or your needle size. And I think this is just a perfect little project for your tree, whether you want to make your tree knitting oriented, is that a word? Or you just want to give it as a gift to someone or a knitter in your life. This is just the sweetest little project to do. And I think Laura from Penrose Knits, she just knitted this and hers looks just so adorable and so great. The only thing that I think you need besides yarn is those things that you fluff, filling material. That's the word, filling material. Again, you can just use a scrap yarn if you don't have those doll or toy filling stuff, but you don't really have to buy those either. Just put whatever scrap yarn that you have in it and there you go, you have a beautiful ornament. Next pattern I found on Pearl Soho and is the Dumpling Bag by Jeannie Lee, and this is just a great gift knit. Or if you're someone like me, I stopped carrying purses around for over a year now. I'm either carrying market bags or if you're going out, we have a baby, so I have her backpack with me. And when I was searching out patterns, free patterns, I came across this dumpling bag, and this just looks perfect to have on your hand when you're going out, whether it's a project bag you want to use it as or just to put in your wallet, your phone, and there you go. I think this is just perfect. Very beautiful bag. It looks pretty straightforward. Again, stockinette stitch, and you can play with the yarn or the needle size to make it bigger or smaller. But the one that they have in the pictures, it's a DK weight yarn, and the circumference of the bag is about 20 centimeters, if I'm not making a mistake. Yes, sorry, no, not 20 centimeters, 20 inches. You knit this in the round and from the bottom up, and this is just a great beginner-friendly pattern. When you first look at the bag laid flat, it may not look like the most appealing or special bag, but the way they have it styled is that the straps kind of loop through each other, and that just makes it look like something very special. I think this is just a great bag to knit regardless of the season. Just knit one and have it for yourself. And again, this is another great stash busting project. The next free pattern is the Shiny Happy Cotton Scrunchie pattern by Wool and the Gang. Be honest, I was just really drawn to the color of the scrunchie. That kind of muted pink mauve color, I relate to it, I love it, I wanted to have it in garments in my household. This is just a beautiful color. This is another great stash busting project. It doesn't take much time to knit it. This is fairly small. You can again play with the sizes by changing up your yarn weight or your needle size. It's a stockinette stitch, so you don't have to pay attention too much to it as you're knitting. And I think this is just a perfect little stocking stuffer, whether for yourself or for someone in your life who can use a scrunchie. The one thing that I would say is that I said it's good for stash busting. Just be careful with what type of material you're using. I think cotton is much better for your hair rather than wool because it will snag on your hair. So probably if you have 100% wool, it's not the best project for that fabric, for that yarn. And my last non-garment free pattern is the Market Bag by Shape and Stitch. She released this pattern fairly recently, I believe. And the great thing is that this pattern comes with a step-by-step video tutorial. So again, beginner friendly. If you are someone who's more of a visual learner and would like to see the pattern being knitted in real time, then this is for you. Shape and Stitch, she does a lot of free patterns and she accompanies them with video, step-by-step video, which just makes it a great tutorial and learning resource. The thing that I really like about this bag is that the base of it is fairly wide and the straps are not too thin. And if you look at it on this picture where it has oranges in it, it doesn't look too wonky when the weight pulls it down, and it has decent amount of space for going and doing a light grocery shopping. And you can just imagine having this on your shoulder, going to your farmer's market and putting your items in it. I think this is just perfect. And one thing that I really like about market bags is that they force you to shop very intentionally and be very mindful of what you're buying and how much you're buying, because there's only so much space in that bag. So that's another reason to knit a market bag and have it for yourself, or knit it for someone in your life who is on the same wavelength of thinking as you are. Now let's get into garments. The first one that I have for you is another Shape and Stitch pattern, and it's her Fingerless Gloves that she released recently. And again, this comes with a free video tutorial that you can follow step by step and knit with her in real time. And the one thing that she has about the gloves that I really like is that there is ribbing at the cuffs, but there's also ribbing around where the fingers end. And it does, laying flat, it may not look the prettiest, I think, but it makes sure that when you're wearing your gloves, they really hug your fingers and they don't flare out. And I think this is a really nice little trick and detail to add to your mittens, fingerless mittens and fingerless gloves. And this again makes a great gift. It's fairly fast knit, it's beginner friendly. Well, yeah, beginner friendly, but a little bit more advanced, I would say. So yeah, if you are looking for fingerless gloves for yourself or for someone in your life, this is a great option. And again, you can play with the colors and with the size a little bit. The next free garment pattern that I'm super duper excited about is the Stella Socks by Inca. And I found her pattern on Ravelry. You know, actually, Florence from Handmade by Florence, she was the one who knitted this. She talked about it in her last podcast, I want to say, or the one before that. And the pattern is just so beautiful. The detail is really nice. And I have casted this on and it's going very, very fast. I'm very excited about it. And mine is in an orangey, burnt orange color. And this is a beginner friendly pattern, but more on the side of intermediate level. And you knit this from the cuff down and in the round, and she uses a fingering weight yarn. And who doesn't love cozy, warm hand knitted socks? They are just great for yourself or for someone as a gift. Next one is my baker's hat by Emily Russell. Hello. And this is a really unique beanie or hat, I think. It has a pretty thick brim that you can adjust, but after doing the ribbing, she adds one row of knitting, and I feel comfortable saying that because this is a free pattern, to kind of make that hat stay tight on your head. And then on top, on the body, it divides the hat into 4 equal sections, which makes this kind of nice, very nice shaping, square shape. She originally made this pattern for her boyfriend, And this inspired me to make this for my husband. He is definitely in need of a hat, a beanie to keep him warm. He bikes from home to work, so he is definitely going to need something to keep his head warm. The next free garment pattern is the Melody Slip Over Vest by We Are Knitters. This has a turtleneck and the ribbed pattern on the body. It looks like it's on the beginner to intermediate level. It might not be the fastest knit, but it's not the longest or more exhausting knit either. One thing that I don't really like about free patterns on We Are Knitters is that you only get one picture and that's about it. I would have liked to see more pictures of the garment and from different angles, but still this makes a great free pattern if you want to kind of get your toes wet and get into knitting vests and pullovers. This is a great place to start. Okay, hanging there with me, we have two more. The next one is the Autumn League Pullover, and this is by Alexandria from Two of Wands. This is a very nice simple raglan sweater. It has ribbed cuffs and neckline and the hem and stockinette stitch on the body, but it has this like nice little X-shaped detail in the front that I think just adds a little bit of something special to your simple raglan sweater. Beginner friendly, and the pattern is, I think, very well written and easy to understand, easy to follow. Alexandria uses light DK weight yarn, and the other thing that I really liked about this sweater are those side slits. It sounds like it's such a simple detail, but I think it makes a whole lot of difference. And the very last free pattern that I found is another Wool and the Gang pattern, and it's the Rock With You sweater dress. This looks fairly simple, but I really liked the color block option that they used, and the colors are just kind of surprising because you have this gray, you have the black, and out of nowhere there's just neon yellow green color, and I think this is just fascinating. I really like it. You can play with the colors, but I think still whatever colors you choose, having that unexpected pop of color makes the dress very special. And the pattern looks pretty simple. Not sure if it's a stockinette stitch, but it does have ribbing at the cuff and at the bottom. And this will definitely not be a fast knit because it's a whole dress. But I think this is going to be quite an enjoyable one because you can just use it as a therapeutic knitting. And my daughter is just making all kinds of noises over there. And yeah, so I think this is a great project for yourself, or if you really love someone to make a dress for them. Anyways, that's all the patterns I had for you today. Let me know if you're going to cast on any of these patterns. I am definitely excited to finish my Stella Socks and maybe get started on my baker's hat. Whether you're knitting, crocheting, or sewing, I hope you're enjoying it and have a great time working on your project, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!